Hello friends, Namaskar. This video is based on biography and works of John Galsworthy. John Galsworthy, an English novelist and playwright, was born on August 14, 1867. He was the eldest of 6 children and spent his childhood in a wealthy family. After completing his studies at Harrow School, Galsworthy went on to study law at Oxford University. However, his true passion was writing, and he eventually abandoned his law career to pursue literature. Galsworthy is best known for his series of novels known as the Forsyte Saga. This collection of books follows the lives of 3 generations of the Forsyte family, from the 1880s to the 1920s. The series includes titles such as The Man of Property, In Chancery, and To Let. Galsworthy's portrayal of the Forsytes and their complex relationships with one another became a defining work of the 20th century. Aside from the Forsyte Saga, Galsworthy wrote numerous plays, many of which were staged in London's West End. Some of his most famous plays include Justice, The Silver Box, and Strife. His plays often dealt with social and political issues, including the treatment of women, the corruption of the legal system, and the impact of industrialization. Throughout his career, Galsworthy was a prominent voice in the literary world, and his contributions to English literature are still recognized today. He was awarded the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1932, and his legacy as a writer and playwright continues to inspire generations of readers and theatre-goers alike. John Galsworthy was an English novelist and playwright, born in Kingston upon Thames in 1867. He came from a wealthy family and was educated at Harrow and Oxford. Despite the expectations of his social status, he developed a keen interest in literature and writing. Galsworthy's early works were mostly non-fiction, including The Island Pharisees, 1904, and The Country House, 1907, which criticized the upper-class society that he had grown up in. However, he is best known for his fiction series The Forsyte Saga, which consists of 3 novels and 2 interludes. The series was published between 1906 and 1921 and is set in London's upper-middle-class society. The Forsyte Saga follows the lives of the Forsyte family over several generations, portraying their values and experiences, and highlighting their flaws and strengths. Galsworthy's plays, on the other hand, dealt with social issues and morality, and often criticized the establishment. 1910 was a commentary on the English legal system, while The Skin Game, 1920, explored class conflict in England. His most successful play, The Silver Box, 1906, was about corruption in society and government. Overall, John Galsworthy's works reflected his concerns for social justice and his belief that society could be reformed. His writing is marked by realism, irony, and a deep understanding of human psychology. Through his works, Galsworthy continues to influence and inspire writers to this day. John Galsworthy was an English novelist and playwright, best known for his novel series, The Forsyte Saga, which comprises of 9 novels and was first published in 1922. His works were influenced by his experience of the Edwardian upper-middle-class society and its decadent values. Born into a wealthy family, Galsworthy initially studied law, but his passion for literature made him change his profession to become a full-time writer. His first book, From the Four Winds, was published in 1897, and it was followed by many other novels and plays. One of Galsworthy's most notable works is the play, Strife, 1909, which examines the tensions between labor and management in a mining town. His novel, The Man of Property, 1906, the first novel in the Forsyte Saga series, explores the themes of money, love, and the constraints of Victorian morality. Despite his success as a writer, Galsworthy remained committed to social justice causes. He was a member of the Society of Friends, and he supported various causes, including prison reform and animal rights. In conclusion, Galsworthy's works provide an insightful glimpse into the society of his time. His realistic portrayals of human struggles and conflicts make his writing relatable even today. He remains one of the most significant literary figures of the 20th century. One of Galsworthy's most famous works was the Forsyte Saga. This epic work was published in 3 parts, The Man of Property, 1906, In Chancery, 1920, and To Let, 1921. The Forsyte Saga explored the social mores and traditions of the upper-class society of England. The saga follows the Forsyte family over the course of several generations, and it depicts the changing attitudes of society towards marriage, love, and morality. Galsworthy's skillful portrayal of complex characters and their emotional journeys make the Forsyte saga an engrossing and timeless plays throughout his career, including The Silver Box, 1906, and Justice, 1910. His plays often focused on social issues such as poverty, inequality, and the plight of the working class. Justice, in particular, highlighted the struggles of prisoners in the justice system and their battle for fairness and redemption. John Galsworthy received numerous awards and honors throughout his career, including the Nobel Prize in Literature in 1932. He died on January 31, 1933, in London, England. His works continue to be read and appreciated for their insightful commentary on society and the human condition. Galsworthy's plays, The Silver Box, 1906, Joy, 1907, Strife, 1909. Justice, 1910, The Little Dream, 1911. The Pigeon, 1912, The Eldest Son, 1912. The Fugitive, 1913, The Mob, 1914. A Bit O' Love, 1915, The Foundations, 1916. The Skin Game, 1920, 6 Short Plays, 1921, A Family Man, 1921, Loyalties, 1922. Windows, 1922, The Forest, 1924. Old English, 1924, The Show, 1925. Escape, 1926, The Silver Spoon, 1926. Exiled, 1929, The Roof, 1929. From this, Freshe divides the novels into 5 periods, the first consisting of the 2 early ones, Jocelyn, 1898, and Villa Rubine, 1900. Between 1901 and 1909 there were 4 novels characterized as critical: The Island Pharisees, 1904, The Man of Property, 1906, The Country House, 1907, and Fraternity, 1909. These books reflect the author's disparaging view of various aspects of British society such as hypocrisy, selfishness and exploitation of the poor and of women of all classes. His censure was seen in conservative circles as scandalous, and the author was regarded by some as a traitor to his own class. He further offended conservatives by his attacks on imperialism. In The Island Pharisees he wrote, "Why should we, a small portion of the world's population, assume that our standards are the proper ones for every kind of race?" The next period, from 1910 to 1919, produced 6 novels categorized as lyrical or wartime: The Patrician, 1911, The Dark Flower, 1913, The Freelands, 1915, Beyond, 1917, The Burning Spear, 1919, and Saints' Progress, 1919. After these, Freshe lists the 1920 to 1928 Forsyte novels as a category of their own. In Chancery, 1920. To Let, 1921, The White Monkey, 1924, The Silver Spoon, 1926, and Swan Song. Summary of Galsworthy's classifications consist of the final trilogy, Made in Waiting, 1931, Flowering Wilderness, 1932, and Over the River, completed in 1932. Freshe comments that the recurring themes of Galsworthy's novels are, in order of importance, beauty, love and suffering, divorce, honor, art and the law. Beauty comes first, because in every case it coincides with love. The beloved woman is always very beautiful. But not only women. The natural setting for the action is also unfailingly lovely. The beauty of a woman and the beauty of nature are of the same kind. Money and family are important features, but generally as the background to, rather than the crux of, life of John Galsworthy ended in the history of English literature. मित्रों, इस वीडियो को देखने के लिए आपको बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद। अगर यह वीडियो पसंद आए तो लाइक बटन दबाएं और ज्ञान बढ़ाने के लिए इस वीडियो को अपने दोस्तों के बीच शेयर करें, और अगर आपको ये पसंद न आए तो डिसलाइक बटन दबाएं, और अगर यह वीडियो आपके लिए लाभदायक है तो ऐसे ही वीडियो को पाने के लिए कृपया इस चैनल को सब्सक्राइब करें। एक बार फिर से आपका धन्यवाद।